Welcome to the Coffee Playdate podcast. I'm your hostess, Dr. Olga Dingar, and this is the place where I chat with entrepreneurs and physicians doing incredible things outside of medicine. With me today, I have Dr. Alecia Fields. Welcome, Alecia.
Thanks so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. I'm really happy and excited about this episode. I want to start off by asking, do you like to drink coffee?
Actually, no, I'm a tea drinker. I thought that surely after medical school and residency, eventually I would get there, but I stick to my tea.
That's okay. What's your favorite type of tea?
It depends on the day. I do a lot of Earl Grey, but I also like green tea. So right now I have a uncaffeinated green tea.
Nice. Well, cheers to that.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll start off by playing our first game. This is a rapid fire questions game. I'll give you two options and you just choose the one that you like more. You don't need to give any explanations.
Okay.
Here we go. First question. Epidural or natural birth?
Natural.
Home birth or hospital birth?
Hospital.
Managing a labor room or managing your inbox?
Labor room.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the easier one to manage.
Yes.
How about baby cries or mom's laughter?
Ooh, mom's laughter.
Yeah. So for the next game, it's called Take a Sip. I'm going to give you two options again, but this time we both answer. And if our answers match, then we both take a sip from our mugs. Here we go. Sneakers or heels?
Sneakers.
Sneakers, me too. How about this one? A long walk or a long nap? Both.
Nap.
I'm going to choose a long walk.
Okay, good.
It really depends on what you're kind of missing in your life right now, right?
Sure.
How about delivering a baby or delivering a TED Talk?
A baby.
Of course. I'm going to say delivering a TED Talk. And the last one is a sweet or savory crepe?
Ooh, sweet.
Sweet crepe, me too.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So I know a little bit about you, of course, but can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I am a board certified OB-GYN and mom of 3 boys. But before medical school, I actually trained and worked as a doula. So I knew that I wanted to work in women's health and I was really interested about learning more about that space. And so that was kind of my first introduction into the world of labor and delivery. And it really had a big impact on just the way that I saw care. Then heading into OB-GYN residency and training, it always really stuck with me. And then throughout my own pregnancies and birth experiences, it was very interesting to kind of balance the doula perspective and knowledge with that of the OB-GYN and all of the things we see on the clinical side of things. I kind of thought that I would always be like a bridge or an advocate to kind of help the two groups work together. But then I kind of started thinking that maybe there was space for combining those strengths and making something new.
How did you combine those two very different
So,
professions,
yeah.
but also very similar?
Yeah. So in May, I launched my own business called Douladoc. And I really wanted to focus on moms and giving them support in pregnancy. I feel like we often talk about labor, we talk about birth, but we don't talk about the pregnancy piece of it as much. And all of the apps and everything that are out there like to tell you about the baby and how big the baby is. What about mom?
Yeah.
Because certainly she's the one that I'm taking care of. And initially I thought that it would be more education based, just giving patients more knowledge in a way that was easy to access and easy to understand, and that would kind of give people the ability to advocate for themselves better in the prenatal care space. But now that I'm a couple months into launching and interacting with people more, I'm really hoping to grow it into more of like a patient advocacy and patient navigator space to help patients go through that. And ultimately, I am a general OB-GYN at heart. So I do also love all things GYN care. And I think there's a really great need for that on the GYN side of things too. Just patients with chronic pain, pelvic pain, endometriosis, PCOS. Like there's so many things that we can do better for patients.
Yeah. No, that's really interesting. It sounds like you're very passionate about OB-GYN and providing good care for women, even outside of the medical space. Now, was there a moment in time where throughout your entrepreneurial journey you faced a challenge, and how did you overcome that?
Yeah, I think I'm still kind of facing challenges just in terms of figuring out where I want my business to go. So, like I said, when I started, I really was just like, I'm just going to make a course and it's going to passively sell and I'm going to put it out into the universe. And the more I like dove into it, that like didn't necessarily serve people exactly what they wanted or needed. And so I'm still in this process of growing it to become something that's really helpful to patients. And the biggest challenge right now is prioritizing my time. And this is certainly something I'm really passionate about and I really want to make a priority in my life, but I'm trying to also juggle working as a full-time OB-GYN and a mom.
Yeah. We want to always do everything. We want to help
I
people
know.
as doctors. We want to be there for our
Yes.
kids. We want to be present with them. It's very tricky. Is there one little time management tool that you have found helpful in your own daily habits?
I am hiring a VA, or I have hired a VA, so that
Yay.
is very helpful. Yeah, definitely to especially take off some of those tasks that somebody else can do and manage for me, and then that lets me have more time and space to kind of dream of the big picture ideas. So
Yeah,
that's been really huge, and that's allowed me to like free up some more time with my family too. So
I love
delegating.
that. Yes, delegating. And then in terms of mindset, as you're creating this business and as you're trying to pivot and see what works and what doesn't work, what kind of mindset shift do you need to have in order to be successful?
I think the biggest mindset shift that I have faced is just letting go of that need to be perfect before I put it into action. I did have a business coach when I was getting started that was like very good about saying like this is a different world. Like you can make mistakes. You can just get out there and start and figure it out as you go and that has been always the thing that kept me from actually taking this step before and the biggest thing that let me feel like I had the freedom to try. And it's made it a fun journey because, you know, I haven't been down on myself if it hasn't worked out exactly how I thought. It keeps evolving and it's fun to kind of see where it's going and it's growing. And it's just a journey. So just go ahead and start. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yes, exactly. I feel the same way. A lot of us get stuck in this mentality like, okay, if I mess up, that's it. That's it. It's over. I can't run this business anymore. I'm going to shut everything down. It's not working. And you just go down this horrible spiral of negative thoughts. But yes, I definitely agree with you. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to get started. That's it. Great. Another question I have for you is, was there anything or anyone that kind of challenged your vision as you were starting out on this journey?
Yes, actually, a friend of mine from high school is an entrepreneur, not in medicine at all, like completely in a different space, but he does a lot of coaching with entrepreneurs. And I did one of his workshops, and it was all about storytelling, like telling your story of your why and getting clear on that. And he listened to my story. And again, at this point, I was thinking, I'm going to sell a class. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a class. I'm going to put it out there. And through listening to that, he immediately was like, Alicia, what you're talking about is wanting to help patients navigate and advocate for themselves and really empower them to have those tools and be able to take ownership of their care and feel confident in that. And it just like clicked, think like that was what I was trying to do for patients, but I was kind of going at it from a very short-sighted perspective. And so it was just having that outsider kind of reflect back on what I was saying I wanted to do that really helped me reimagine what this could be and also really see that there's a big space for that. And that was just really exciting to kind of have that other outside perspective help me clarify what my big why and goal was.
Is amazing. A lot of us don't get kind of to look at that other blind spot that we're missing, so I'm really glad that he picked up on that and helped you kind of redesign the way you're going about your business. So that's really cool. Is there any advice that you have for anyone that's starting out in this space?
I think definitely be clear on your why. my actual product has changed, but my vision and mission has stayed the same, and it's just kind of become revamping it to make sure that that translates and is actually coming into creation, but it's always, like, stayed true to my goal and my why, so that's a big one, but I think also just finding support and community is really important, just that entrepreneur life is also a little lonely
It's
sometimes, like,
super lonely. Yeah.
you're, like, in your head and you're making all these plans and troubleshooting and facing struggles and challenges kind of on your own, and sometimes it feels, like, very lost, like, "Am I doing the right thing?" And it's very different than everything in medicine that has this, like, stepwise path to it, so I think finding that community of people and support and coaches and mentors is really, really important.
Percent. Yeah, you can't do this alone. You got to have that community, even to just like bounce ideas or just have somebody to talk to for a couple of minutes. And it makes a huge difference. And is there one book recommendation that you have for our listeners today?
I'm currently reading Die with Zero, which I am enjoying, and I think it's just my husband and I have really talked about that mentality. We want to build freedom for ourselves in terms of financial freedom so that we can live the life that we want to. And that really includes like prioritizing family and travel and those experiences more than things. And so yeah, I'm enjoying it.
That's a great book. I love that. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Alecia, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure talking with you,
Thanks for having me.
and I hope to have you on a future episode again.
Love. Yeah, great.
Bye. Thanks for joining the Coffee Playdate podcast. Hit subscribe, tune into the next episode, and I'll see you at the next coffee chat.